Good evening, no? Am I audible? Students, am I audible? Yes, sir. Thank you. So last class we discussed about so we'll start the second session. This acid and bases. Okay. Could you hear no? If I'm not audible means let me know. Okay. So that day we completed the chemical reactions. Today we are going to introduce the new chapter. Chapter 2, that is acid, bases and salts. First, we must understand what is acid, what is base, and what is salt. Okay. So many definitions are given for the acid bases. Okay. Whenever the acid and base are react, it gives the solid salt. When the acid plus base reacting, it will give the salts. Okay. Based on the types of acid and types of base, you can classify the salt in various types. Okay. So what are the types of acid? One is strong, another one is weak. Strong, weak. For the base, also strong, base, weak. So these are the two different types of acid, two different types of bases generally. Okay. Now, what is definition for the acid and bases? So definition for the acids. If the compound release H plus ion, that is acid. The compound contains a replaceable hydrogen atom, or otherwise H plus ion, then it is called acids. Okay. And then if the compounds accept electron pairs, then also it is called as acids. Okay. And the compound react with base, then also it is called as acid. Okay. So only definition. Example, when the HCl is there, so it has H plus ion and then Cl minus ion. So you have H plus ion. Then H2SO4 is there, it will H plus ion, then HSO4 minus ion. Again it will give H plus ion plus SO4 2 minus ion. So 1 and 2 replaceable hydrogen atom. Then oxalic acid COOH, COOH. So it contains 2 H plus ion, it gives COO minus, COO minus and 2 H plus. So these are called acids. So according to the Liebig definition, a compound which contain one or more replaceable hydrogen atom, then it is called acid. Acid dissolves in water and product hydrogen ion. So HCl is an acid, and dissolving in water, it gives H plus ion and H plus ion, Cl minus ion. For example, you have H2O, or otherwise oxygen contain H. It has two lone pair of electrons. When you put the HCl, it will give HOH H plus Cl minus. So இது அப்படியே combined எப்படி சொல்லுவாங்கன்னா H3O plus and then Cl minus. So hydrogen ion cannot exist alone, but they exist combined with the water molecule. Thus, the hydrogen ion must always be shown H plus ion or H3O plus ion. இப்படிதான் காமிக்கணும். Okay, so this is called the types of acid. H plus H2O, it gives H3O plus. Okay, now what are the properties of acid? So next class நம்ம வந்து இதுல செஞ்சு பார்க்கலாம். I have the pH paper. Okay, so pH paperல acidல இருந்து எப்படி வந்து பேஸா மாறுதுங்கறத I will show it in the coming Monday class. Okay, so என்னன்னா they are sour in taste. So sour taste னால பெரும்பாலும் என்னன்னா it will be acid. So changing color with indicator. So எப்படி கலர் சேஞ்ச் ஆகும் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, முதல்ல இண்டிகேட்டர்ங்கிறது இட் இஸ் a foreign substance which can change their color from acid to base medium. acid மீடியத்துல ஒரு கலர் இருக்கும், பேஸ் மீடியத்துல ஒரு கலர் இருக்கும். இதுல இருந்து we can find out. So from to முதல்ல என்ன கலர்ல இருக்கும், அப்புறம் என்ன கலர்ல மாறும். ஸோ என்னன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லிட்மஸ் சொல்யூஷன் அப்படின்னா it will become litmus solution வந்து blue colorல இருக்கும். Okay, so the color will become blue, but it change into red. Color from blue to red. And then methyl orange. So அதோட color orange or yellow, ரெண்டுத்துல ஏதோ ஒரு கலர்ல இருக்கும். It changed into pink. And then phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein basic மீடியத்துல pink color, dark or deep pink. So அதுல இருந்து என்ன ஆகும்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா it become colorless. So இதுதான் வந்து ஜெனரலா. இப்போ ஒன்றும் இல்லை, நம்ம வீட்லயே எப்படி டெஸ்ட் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம்னா, இப்போ லிட்மஸ் இருக்கு, லிட்மஸ் பேப்பர் இல்லை பிஹெச் பேப்பர் இருக்குன்னு வச்சுங்களேன், அது நம்மளுடைய லெமன் ஜூஸை புழிஞ்சு விட்டுனா இட் பிகம் ரெட் கலர்ல மாறும். இதுவே வந்து அல்காலினிட்டி நம்ம டேப் வாட்டர் விடுறோம்னா அது வந்துட்டு ப்ளூ கலர்ல மாறும். ஸோ இட் ஷோஸ் த வெதர் இட் இஸ் அல்கல் மீடியம் ஆர் அசிடிக் மீடியம் அப்படிங்கறத கண்டுபிடிச்சோம். அடுத்த டெஸ்ட் என்னன்னா corrosive action. Corrosive action na burning liquid. So the common man connect with the term acid with an idea of corrosive. So it is called burning liquid. This is because two of the commonest acid, sulfuric and nitric acids, actually are corrosive liquid. Okay, அதுக்கு பேர் வந்துட்டு burning liquid or sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid formula is H2SO4. And then nitric acid, HNO3. Okay, so இது எல்லாமே burning. இந்த corrosive action வச்சு சொல்லலாம். So அடுத்த இது வந்து chemical reactions of acid. Chemical reactions of acids. So என்ன chemical reaction na? So first it can react readily with the metal. It can replaceable hydrogen atom. So the metal with above hydrogen in the metal active metal series. So active metal series வந்து first chapter ல படிச்சிருக்கோம். எப்படி படிச்சோம்? ஹைட்ரஜனுக்கு மேல வரைக்கும் ஒரு போன கிளாஸ் பவர் பாயிண்ட்ல போட்டிருந்தோம் இல்லையா? பொட்டாசியம், சோடியம், லித்தியம், ஸ்ட்ரான்சியம், கால்சியம். இப்படி பொட்டாசியம், சோடியம், lithium, strontium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, carbon, zinc, chromium, iron, cadmium, cobalt, nickel, tin, lead, hydrogen. So இதுக்கு மேல இருக்குது எல்லாமே. So the metal which above the hydrogen in the metal active series generally react with the dilute acid to give the salt and then hydrogen. Okay, so the metal very like metal like potassium, sodium, calcium also react similarly, but they tend to explode when combined with the dilute acids. Now first that zinc metal react with HCl, dilute HCl, hydrochloric acid, it will form zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. So இது எப்படி எழுதணும் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, you put it as a solid, it's aqueous, it's in the aqueous, and then it will be a gas. First reaction. And the next reaction, when the sodium metals, என்னென்ன metals சொல்லிருக்கேன்? Potassium, sodium, and then calcium. With react with HCl, so you have to equalize, no? Excuse me. It gives 2 NaCl plus hydrogen gas. அதுவும் என்ன ஆகும்? இது வந்து aqueousல இருக்கும், இது aqueousல இருக்கும், இது solid. அடுத்தது என்ன ரியாக்ஷன் பாத்தீங்கன்னா, action with basic oxide. இது ஒரு first reaction, second reaction, and third reaction. Third reaction, the oxide that can be added to add on hydroxyl ion to their molecule are called basic oxide. So these oxides get neutralized when they react with the acid. So the basic oxides can react with the acids. Basic oxide, no, whenever you have the metal oxide, if you put it into the water, it behaves like base, means it's a basic oxide. Suppose the metal oxide, when you put it in the water, it behave like acid, means it is called acid oxide. For example, you have carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, when you put the water, it give carbonic acid, H2CO3. It will become acidic in nature. So the carbon dioxide is acidic oxide. Same way, you take the sodium oxide, Na2O, you put it in the water, so that resulting solution will be basic in nature, NaOH. Then this oxide is called acidic, as a basic oxide. Suppose the oxide which readily react with acid and also base, then that type of oxide is called neutral oxide. So நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம், oxides here 3 types of பிரிக்கிறோம். ஒன்னு என்னது, acidic oxide, basic oxide, and then neutral oxide. So acidic oxide na it can react with the base. Basic oxide na it can react with acid. Neutral na it can either react with acid or it react with base. That's the meaning. So when this oxide you put it in the water, it gives acidic nature, basic nature, neutral nature. Purjuda? Are you able to understand? Students are able to understand?
Yes, sir.
So when you have the sodium oxide, so if you put it in the water, okay, it will give NaOH, 2NaOH. Okay, so that oxide nature will become basic. So then it react with the HCl, it gives NaCl aqueous and then water. So it becomes solid nature. This is aqueous nature, and also it is aqueous nature. Then it will become liquid. So என்ன ஆகுது? Two types in mode, it will take 2 moles of HCl. It will give 2 moles of sodium chloride and water. This is called oxides. And then fourth reactions. When the acid undergo neutralization with the basic hydroxide to form salt and water. Neutralization reaction. So when the sodium hydroxide, strong base, react with the strong acid, it will go like water and gives NaCl plus H2O. Otherwise, it can react with potassium hydroxide and then carbonic acid H2CO3. When the water react with carbon dioxide, it gives carbonic acid. இதுதான் நம்ம பாடியில நடக்கும். நம்ம பாடியில இருந்துட்டு கார்பன் டை ஆக்சைடு வந்து வர ஏர்ல இருந்து வெளியே வரும் இல்லையா, அது வாட்டரோட சேரும்போது கார்போனிக் ஆசிடா தான் நம்ம பாடியில இருக்கும். ஸோ அதில் கூட தான் சோடியம் ரியாக்ட் ஆகிட்டு சோடியம் கார்பனேட்டா உள்ள வந்து ஈக்லிபிரியத்துல இருக்கும். ஸோ வென் யூ டேக் திஸ், ஸோ வாட் வில் ஹேப்பன்? திஸ் 2 moles of K2OH react with H2CO3. So it will take H2O and it gives K2CO3 plus H2O. 2 moles of H2O. So this is what happened when it react with this. So it will be aqueous, it will be aqueous, and it will be aqueous, and it will be liquid. This is called neutralization reaction. And then action with carbonates and hydrogen carbonate or bicarbonate Student, listen. It is CO2. It's a carbon dioxide. When you are adding one more thing, it becomes CO3 2 minus. This is called carbonate. This is called carbonate. When the CO3 whole power 2 minus, it's like this. CO3 2 minus. Okay. This is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide one more oxide add பண்ணீங்கன்னா it will become O2 minus, it become carbonate. Bicarbonate HCO3 minus. This is called bicarbonate or hydrogen carbonate. So this structure will become O minus. Okay, so we will take that both the reaction. When the carbonate Na2CO3 அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? 2Na plus and CO3 2 minus. Okay, so it react with 2HCl, then it gives 2NaCl plus water, then carbon dioxide gas. This is liquid. This is aqueous. It will become aqueous. It will become aqueous. Bicarbonate. இது எப்படி ரியாக்ஷன் நடக்கும் கேட்டீங்கன்னா, when the Na2CO3 react with HCl, so ஒரு சோடியம் என்ன ஆகும்? இந்த HCl ஓட சேர்ந்து NaCl போகும். ரிமைனிங் என்ன ஆகும்? NaHCO3 plus HCl, NaCl. first one. Second molecule HCl ஓட react பண்ணும்போது என்ன ஆகும் கேட்டீங்கன்னா, this Na it will go, so it will give NaCl plus water plus carbon dioxide evolution. இதான் பாருங்க, இங்க ஒரு NaCl வருது, இங்க ஒரு NaCl வருது, 2 NaCl, then you have water and then carbon dioxide gas. Okay, otherwise sodium bicarbonate when react with HCl it gives NaCl plus water plus carbon dioxide. இந்த மாதிரி வரும். Okay, same way the acid which is react with the sulfide and bisulfate. இது எத்தனை reaction? Fifth reaction. Action with sulfides and bisulfides. So Na2SO3 and react with HNO3 nitric acid, it will give NaNO3 plus water plus sulfur dioxide. So twice of NO3. So Na2NaNO3 H2O plus sulfur dioxide. This is reaction. And then 7th with metal sulfide. So that magnesium sulfide react with 2HCl and it gives magnesium chloride plus H2S. So magnesium sulfide can be replaced by magnesium chloride and H2S. So this is the way by which you can generate a different salt. இது எல்லாமே acid. எது acid? HCl acid, HNO3 acid, HCl acid. Here also HCl acid, HCl acid, HCl acid, carbonic acid, HCl acid, HCl acid, HCl acid. So these are the common reaction of the acid. இப்போ எல்லா ரியாக்ஷனும் எப்படி ஒண்ணா படிக்கிறது அப்படின்னா இப்படி வச்சுக்கோங்க, HCl போட்டுட்டு ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க, லைனா படிச்சுட்டு வருது. First it can react with zinc. நான் பேலன்ஸ் ஈக்குவேஷன் எழுதல, இம்பேலன்ஸ் ஈக்குவேஷன் எழுதுறேன், பட் நம்ம பேலன்ஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். So what is the product you will get? Zinc chloride plus H2. அடுத்த reaction. When it react with sodium, it will give sodium chloride plus H2 gas. நான் பேலன்ஸ் பண்ணல, you need to balance. கேஸ்னா இப்படி ஒரு ஏரோ மார்க். அடுத்த reaction. When it react with Na2O, it will give NaCl plus H2O. When it react with KOH, KCl plus H2O. When it react with Na2CO3, it gives NaCl plus H2O plus CO2. Suppose it react with NaHCO3, it gives NaCl plus water plus carbon dioxide. So balance இல்லாம இருக்கு equation, சரியா? When it react with sodium carbonate போட்டோமா, potassium hydroxide, இப்போ sodium sulfate Na2SO3, அப்ப என்ன ஆகும்? NaCl plus H2O plus SO2. And then it react with magnesium sulfide. Magnesium sulfide plus HCl, it gives magnesium chloride plus H2S. அவ்வளவுதான், இதான் chemical reactions. இப்போ முன்னாடி படிச்சது ஃபுல்லா ஒரே பாக்ஸ்ல, பேலன்சிங் இல்ல, பேலன்சிங் பண்ணி படிச்சோம். இது வந்து கேஸ். இது gas, இது gas, இது gas. அவ்வளவுதான். இது வந்து common for the acids. அடுத்து base. What is base? பேஸ்னா நிறைய இடத்துல பாத்தீங்கன்னா நெகட்டிவ்லி சார்ஜ்டு எல்லாமே பேஸ்ன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. பட் we should not say like that. When the base means the electron rich place are readily form bond with the H plus ion, then it is called base. So anything if it is forming bond with the H plus ion அப்படின்னு சொன்னாலே அதோட நேச்சர் என்னன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா பேசிக் நேச்சரா இருக்கும். ஓகே, so similar to the acid, bases also dissociate in water, but in the place of H plus ion they produce OH minus ion. So the base is a compound which on dissolving in water it gives OH minus ion, only a negative ions. So the characteristic property of the base is due to the presence of negatively hydroxyl ion. So the base may be oxide or hydroxide of a metal. If a base is soluble in water, it dissociates from a metal ion, the only negative ion, hydroxyl ion. So substance that combine with acid to form salt, water also called bases. Water வந்து neutral property இருக்கும், H plus OH minus இருக்குன்னா base ஆவும் இருக்கும். Okay, so ammonium hydroxide is also a base. In water dissociate to form ammonium ion and hydroxyl ion. இப்போ நம்ம அடுத்த கேட்டகரி போகும். Bases. If the compound dissociate, if the compound containing OH minus ion, then it is called bases. Otherwise, so if the compound react with the water, it can able to, so the compound which react with the water, it can able to give OH minus ion as a product, then it is also called base. So the base may be basic oxide or metal oxide or metal hydroxide. Okay ma? So for example, you take sodium hydroxide. When you put it water, it gives Na plus and then OH minus. Same way, ammonium hydroxide. When you put it in the water, it gives NH4 plus and then OH minus. So this is called base. Another thing, so base and எப்படி சொல்றோம்னா இந்த OH minus ion இருக்கிறதுனால சொல்றோம். இல்லைன்னா if it is accept H plus ion, then it is called also called as base. இப்போ அங்க என்ன ரிவர்ஸ்ல இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா it donate H plus ion. It accept it combine accept the electron pair. If the compound accept electron pair, it is a acid. Or it donor of H plus ion. Donor of H plus ion. So generally, these are the types of acid and base we will call it as. Now, another term, alkali. What is the meaning of alkali? So the alkali are bases. They are bases that dissociate in water to yield hydroxyl ion as the only negative ion. So sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide are common alkali. So alkali are bases that dissociate in water to yield OH minus ion as the only negative ions. Then it is called bases. Example, Example, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, and ammonium hydroxide are the common alkali. So next are the properties. What are the properties of base? So they have bitter taste. So if you have ever gotten soap in your mouth, it will become a bitter taste, no? Same way, because it's a basic nature. So they are soapy nature, soapy and slippery nature, slippery to touch. So some bases are good conductor of electricity. So soluble bases only good conductor of electricity. Soluble base used as electrolytes. They are good conductor of electricity. So electricity. Example, sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. And corrosive action. Yes, it also have the corrosive nature. Strong alkali like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide are highly corrosive or caustic in nature. Sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxides are called caustic soda, caustic potash. So caustic soda and caustic potash. Caustic soda means sodium hydroxide, caustic potash means potassium hydroxide. So organic tissues like skin get completely corroded with these two alkali. So they are other alkalis are mild corrosive. So it has the highly corrosive nature. Highly corrosive. Are the chemical reactions. In the chemical reactions, action with the air. When the sodium hydroxide react with carbon dioxide, atmosphere air, it can form sodium carbonate. You can ask, so when the sodium hydroxide keep it in the atmosphere, it will change the sodium carbonate? No. When the sodium hydroxide, when you are passing the carbon dioxide saturatedly, then only it will form sodium carbonate and water. Okay. So when exposed to air, the alkali become with carbon dioxide of an air to form respective carbonate. And the second reaction, when the calcium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide react with ammonium chloride, it will give calcium chloride, water, and then ammonia. So the alkali combined with ammonia salt to liberate ammonia gas. About twice the molecule, it will give CaCl2 plus 2H2O and 2NH2. ரெண்டு ammonia இருக்கு. So total ரெண்டு ammonia வரல அதனால. And then the third reaction, action with acid. When the sodium hydroxide react with phosphoric acid, it gives sodium phosphate plus water. Okay. And then when it react, the sodium hydroxide react with zinc, it will form sodium zincate, Na2ZnO2. Plus hydrogen gas. So இது எப்படி காமனா எழுதலாம்? Yes, we can write NaOH react with first carbon dioxide, it will form Na2CO3 plus water. Second, third, 4. Second, when react with ammonium chloride, it will form NaCl. The calcium chloride is ammonia nalla form of calcium hydroxide. Okay. H2O plus ammonia. Very weak reaction. Whereas when it react with calcium chloride, then it will become good reaction. Then H3PO3, H3 will Na, Na3PO4, H3PO4 use பண்ணா Na3PO4 plus H2O. அவ்வளவுதான். Zinc கோடு போடும்போது Z10 Na sodium zincate, NaZnO plus H2. அவ்வளவுதான். Clear? Clear ma? Any doubts? No doubt. Next, so now we classify acid and base. pH scale. So we are going to discuss about the pH scale. What is pH scale? What indicate P? What indicate H? So when acid you are putting the water, it get what happen? Acid தண்ணிக்குள்ள acid ஊத்துனீங்கன்னா என்ன ஆகும்? Acid get ஏதோ ஒரு thingல water ஊத்துனீங்கன்னா என்ன ஆகும்? It will get concentration என்ன ஆகும்? It will get diluted, correct? Am I right or not? It will corrode இல்லையாப்பா? Sorry, it will get diluted இல்லையா? Yes, சத்தமா சொல்லுங்க. It will get diluted, right? Yes, sir. So acid ல தண்ணி விடும்போது என்ன ஆகுது? It will get diluted. Or base ல தண்ணி விடும்போது என்ன ஆகுது? It will get diluted. அப்ப என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா அதுல percentage of H plus ion get increases. So we have know the strength of acid. We can call it in terms of concentration. We are using the term like concentrated, dilute, strong and weak. So to improve accuracy, we can prefer to use the quantitative terms. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணோம்? We have to use a number scale. அந்த number scale தான் நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம்னா pH scale அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம். What is the pH stands for? Potential of hydrogen. Potential of hydrogen is known as pH. So what is potential of hydrogen? It is the amount of hydrogen ion in a particular solution. The more ions, the more acidic solution. Fewer ions, more alkaline solution. So what it means? pH means potential of hydrogen. So it is the amount of hydrogen ions in a solution. The amount of hydrogen in a solution. The more ions, then the more acidic solution. So it's a fewer ions, then it will become more alkaline. Otherwise, base the solution. Clear? Is it clear? சரி, okay. So மத்தது வந்து நம்ம next classல பார்க்கலாம். இப்போ இதுல இருக்க doubts சொல்லுங்க. If you have doubts, let me know. Any doubts? So this PPT I will share with Bhaskar sir. He will send to you. Okay. Is it clear, ma? Yes, sir. Okay, ma. Now we can wind up. Any doubts இருந்தா மட்டும் சொல்லுங்க. Nothing. Okay, then we can close the class. Okay, we'll meet in the next class. Welcome.